Hey everyone, this is Talks with Kenny. Here today we'll be talking about Candace Owens and her discussion with DJ Akademiks about, I guess, celebrities and how Black America did better under Trump. And I agree with Candace Owens on this. I believe, like, if you watch my Malcolm X videos, that I believe celebrities are used as props to influence the uninformed to vote for Democrats, obviously, and that Black America's been selling a bill of goods that's saying, hey, the Democrats are the party for you, but their policies have done more damage to the Black community in the long run than any short-term gain they gain from their policies. That's my opinion, but let's continue. Let's watch the video.
Watch you and Cardi B go back and forth.
Yeah.
I like Cardi B. I
liked her in Love and Hip Hop a lot.
Why do you guys go back and forth? And also, I don't even think you guys really go back and forth about actual, intellectual ideas. It's just kind of like
she tries to play on the court of intellectuality, and that drives me crazy, right?
Yeah. So if you guys not aware, Candace Owens and Cardi B had like a Twitter debate online years ago. I believe it was when she debuted her song WAP, and Candace called her out saying that, hey, this is not good for the culture. Like, you're influencing girls to go down this path where only misery awaits them. And Cardi took issue with that, obviously, and they were going back and forth, and Cardi B was being petty, I guess. They were calling each other names, and Candace was trying to bring home the point that people look up to her, and she has influence. And the fact that she has influence, people, young impressionable girls look up to her, and they will start emulating her behavior. And Candace was pushing back on the persona she was putting out there, and that why young people shouldn't, and Black people specifically, shouldn't look up to her. That you're an entertainer, you're not a leader. And this is what she's talking about, like she's trying to be intellectual. And that's how Biden won the Black vote, in my opinion, most of the times, because Biden went around these rounds. He talked to Charmin the God. He talked to Cardi B, right? He didn't talk to anybody that could actually give him any real pushback, right? He went to the cultural. He went the cultural route. He didn't went the political route where he wanted his ideas tested, his policies, getting hit with hard questions, right? Right, but he just went with the cultural. Hey, The Rock endorsed me, Cardi B endorsed me, right? Because this is their game plan. They know their voters will always vote for them, and then the ones in the middle, they hitch their wagon on cultural icons like actors, athletes, entertainers like Cardi B, and people that generally follow them. That perception rubs off on them, and this is how they get the vote. This is why I believe Democrats get the most uninformed voters out of the Republican Party, because mainstream media, Hollywood, they bash conservatives a lot. So if you vote conservative, you really know why you vote conservative. Well, in the other hand, if you vote Democrat, you will like, oh, well, The Rock says he was okay, so I'm gonna vote for him. It's more likely that will happen than the other way around, and that's just my opinion.
So let me tell you when Cardi B caught my attention, right? I don't care. Cardi B, you want to rap, you want to do whatever you want to do, whatever. I liked her better in Love and Hip Hop when she had bad teeth, personally, because she was fun. She seemed happier in a weird way. And, sometimes more money, more problems, things get more serious. I get it. But, when she was selected by the Biden administration to answer questions on behalf of the Black community, and I knew what he was going to represent. So
yeah, exactly. And Cardi B, that's not her lane, right? So she wouldn't even know what to ask Biden. She wouldn't even know, hey, Biden, you've been in politics for 50 plus years. You made the 1984 crime bill. What are your thoughts on it? You get me? She wouldn't be able to ask like hard, direct questions that Biden will have to answer for. She wouldn't. She'll just be like, oh, what can you do for me? What can you do for my people? And all he has to do is do his rehearsed line, make him look good, get applause, and that's it. And then her fans see her being cordial with this guy, and it helps his public perception with her fan base. And this is what he was really after. He wasn't after her. He was after the people that follow her. And this is the point that Candace Owens is trying to go for. Because the reason I know this is because long before, like when they were debating, this is the point she brought up to Cardi. She's saying, hey, you have a voice, you have a platform. He wasn't interviewing you. He was trying to just get access to your platform. And, Cardi wasn't hearing it because, Candace offended her. So
all of these taxes.
You think she was selected?
Of course, they sat down and they think we're stupid, right? Do you think of all of the people that the Biden?
I thought she started to speak, and then people kept looking at her for
No,
answers
this
to
is
new
when
things.
he was running. Okay,
Oh, okay.
Talking about when he was running, when she had the super long nails, and she interviewed him. And during COVID, no one could get an interview with Biden, and they picked Cardi B to interview Biden. Remember that? You know,
Okay, all right. Yeah,
I think she was wearing like a green. You know,
I forgot about it.
What do you guys think? You think that was, I guess, fair? Like, would you think my assessment of that situation was fair when Joe Biden interviewed Cardi B and saying that, hey, someone better would have been better qualified? Or you just think, hey, she had the platform, he wanted to talk to her, platform is within her right to answer the call? But I just think if you really want to represent black people, you would at least get more informed about, okay, who is this guy, what he's asking for, and at least, you know, you get something for it. But all they came across was, I know how to maneuver around this lady. This lady's politically ignorant, so I could like put the wool over her eyes, and I can get access to our platform. I feel like she was just taken advantage of. That's just where I'm coming from. I probably didn't articulate that well, but that's the sense I was trying to portray. That I felt that Biden took advantage of her ignorance, so he can get access to our platform. Where if people were more informed about where Biden stood historically, politically, and what he's doing now, we could have avoided this whole mess that we're in currently in 2022. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So think about that moment. Joe Biden will give interviews to no one. He's claiming COVID, blah, blah, blah. He's not a single freaking rally. He's cars honking in front of him for a little bit. Suddenly,
I feel it's a little senile, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Someone on his team decides that Joe Biden should allow Cardi B to interview him. Now, what is the reason for that? This is how I think, right?
Tapping the culture?
Yeah. Black people are stupid. We don't need to talk to them about any of these. Why didn't they pick me? Why didn't they? Forget it. Forget me. Black community maybe doesn't like me at that time. I'm talking about Black Lives Matter. You don't have Killer Mike.
Yeah.
Why don't you pick a smarter representative from the black community than Cardi B? Okay, and she acted like Cardi B. Oh,
yeah, like you looked at a weak target. It's like playing somebody. Let's say, hey, you gotta play someone for $100 in basketball, and it's like you're 6'8" and you pick the shortest person on the court to win that $100. It doesn't like. People would look at it like, hey, why you pick, you know, you look at with some level of skepticism. But because Joe Biden is a Democrat, like liberal media don't question it. They just be like, oh, look how funny he is. Hillary Clinton did the same thing. Hot sauce in my purse. And they think all they have to do is act nice to you, black people, black America, and you just give them your vote. All they have to do is act like they like you or they share some type of similarity with you. And that's all they have to do for you. Right? They don't have to do anything meaningful for you, improve your economic situation, improve your opportunities in your community area. They don't believe they have to do none of that. All they have to do is make you feel good about voting for them, and they did their job. They need your vote to keep power. You have leverage in that situation. If you guys decide, hey, we want something for our vote, for 50 years we've been voting 90% Democrat and we have gotten nothing yet. We're still complaining about the same problems that our grandparents and mom was complaining about today. What incentives does the Democratic Party have to change? This is why I'm a big proponent of, hey, black community, you shouldn't be loyal to the Democratic Party. You should be willing to vote Republican. You look at the Republican platform, look at what they offer and see, hey, how can I benefit from their platform? Not looking at making the Republicans conform to what you think they should do for you. You should look at so you look at where the Republicans are right now and you say, hey, can I get a benefit out of this? What trade-off am I making voting Republican? Because if the Democrats knew you're willing to walk away, because look how they treat the Hispanic community. They don't treat the Hispanic community like they treat the black community. They know, Hispanics, they could go either or. So they fight harder. Hey, this is what we're doing for you. Look at how hard they fight for immigrants, because they know that's a priority for the Latino vote. But what's your priority, Black America? Reparations, I think, the popular reparations, free Medicare, whatever. They give you those things, but those things are poorly executed. They're betting on the fact that you won't do your own research. You won't look at their platform with your own eyes. They're just going to believe you. Believe the authorities. I have mainstream media. I have Hollywood. I have all these cultural icons behind me. LeBron James, T.I., whatever. Preaching my message. Preaching, hey, I'll never vote Republican. Right? Making it cool not to vote Republican. So that way they straw man you and all your eggs is in one basket and the Democrats are making terms to you. Like they did Al Sharpton. Al Sharpton tried to negotiate and he was like, I ain't talking with you. You better get with the Hispanics and y'all figure something out together.
Like there were some serious questions that should have been asked in that moment. We knew, at least in the conservative side, right? She did. She was like, super long nails. She didn't even sound like she was speaking English.
Candace tripping, she go.
Cardi.
Fine, I like Cardi if she's on a podcast about hip hop. But when you are driving Black Americans to vote for this candidate, and now Black Americans, what's up with these gas prices?
Wait,
what's
hold
up
on,
with these?
Exactly. You being like, is the blind leading the blind? Cardi B's politically blind. She's in front of a politician. She allowed this politician to have access to her fans who, more likely than not, didn't follow Cardi B for her political advice, are not going to be educated on the matter. So he could put the wool over her eyes. He gets what? I don't know how big Cardi B's following is. What, 30 million votes? Maybe half of them show up? 10, 15? Without even doing any, like, giving any meaningful answers. And that's the problem that I have personally. Candace has. Black conservatives have. And this is one of the reasons Black conservatives, like I am, we're pushing more for like, hey, Republican politicians, you guys should try to do the same thing. Now it's going to be hard because obviously it's going to be some, oh, I don't want to associate with you. But there was chances with, you saw Trump. Trump was doing it earlier on in his, during 2018, 2020, I believe, around there. With Kanye West, he had Kodak Black. 50 Cent even said something about like kind of supporting him. And I think Republicans should try to jump on that train and try to get at least associated with them, or at least get these guys on a one-on-one and try to convey, hey, we're not bad. We just believe, hey, no one deserves special treatment. Everyone's created equal. All we can guarantee is that everyone has an opportunity to succeed, but we can't guarantee success. And the Democrat platform is the opposite. Oh, we want to guarantee success. Oh, we can successfully give you EBT cards, but that's low quality because at the end of the day, you can't make happiness for people. People have to pursue it themselves. That's the Republican platform. That's the message they should preach to the Black community. A message of empowerment. Hope is you're created equal. We believe you're created equal. All we think is you just need a shot. But we're not going to do the work for you. You have to do it for yourself. That's the trade-off you're making when you vote Republican. But we can best believe that, hey, we'll make sure that those opportunities you have access to. But it's up to you to do the work.
I can tell you what's up with them. He was always going to do this. If you understood who Joe Biden was and knew his record, if you had someone out there actually trying to tell you this was coming around the corner, they had you, again, going back to Malcolm X quote, believing that Donald Trump was your enemy. You guys were all living better under Donald Trump. You don't want to admit it because you're not allowed to say it you're not allowed to say it, right? You were all living better under Trump. You had jobs. The gas prices were the lowest they've ever been. You were living good, but the media said, hate him, hate him.
I ain't gonna lie. I just want my stocks to go back, man. That's why I got to get him out of here, man.
He intentionally crashed
I gotta get him out of here, man.
We were telling you that this dude was a socialist. We were telling you that he was going to shrink the middle class. He was literally installed to shrink the middle class, right? He all this green energy. We're
Some people would argue, though.
All he has to do right now is turn the pipelines on. We literally, America creates, we have our own gas here. All he has to do is turn pipelines on. Oh, green energy, we want you to have.
They want you to martyr yourself on their agenda, right? They want you to suffer in the name of their agenda. Democrats have a different priority list than most people who tend to vote Republican. They value their agenda over their standards of life, right? So they're willing to eat bugs, own nothing and be happy as long as their agenda is out there, aka climate change. Oh, I'm willing to pay higher gas prices if it meant that we're transitioning to clean energy, right? The morality, the moral argument, and give them a sign to convert you, right? Oh, why are you complaining about gas prices? Are you a climate change denier? Don't you know if we don't solve climate change, we won't be here in 12 years? So you can suffer just a little bit, right? Sacrifice in the name of the agenda, right? But God forbid I say, hey, that sounds like a religion you guys are practicing. Oh, no, we're not religious like you, Christian bigot. I'm telling you, it's cultish. I'm saying, that's all I'm saying. It's cultish. Let me guys know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace.